When you think of the Amazon rainforest, you probably picture this lush, green, beautiful paradise. And you're not wrong, but that's only half the picture. It's also this brutal, ancient world where the fight for survival is just relentless. It never stops. So today, we're going to dive deep and uncover the secrets of its most fearsome predators. Okay, let's start with a number, a really, really big number that kind of puts everything into perspective. 2 billion tons. That is the staggering amount of CO2 the Amazon just breathes in every single year. This isn't just a bunch of trees. It's literally a vital organ for our planet. Its health is directly tied to the stability of our entire climate. But like I said, its role as this life giver, this green lung, that's only half the story. Because it's also an ancient battlefield, a place where survival is this constant, brutal, day in, day out struggle. And that's the incredible duality we're going to explore today. This world of both unbelievable creation and, well, savage destruction. So first, let's just set the stage a little bit. We need to understand where this incredible world even came from. It wasn't always here. It was forged by these just immense geological forces over millions and millions of years. So if you go back millions of years, this absolutely violent geological event just changed everything. The Andes Mountains literally erupted from the earth. Think about that. And these colossal tectonic shifts, they basically replumbed the whole continent, rerouting rivers and creating this vast, incredibly nutrient-rich basin that would one day become the Amazon. And the result of all that geological chaos? Well, it's an ecosystem on a scale that's almost impossible to wrap your head around. I mean, the Amazon spans 9 different countries. It's home to 390 billion trees. It holds 10% of all known species on Earth. This place is like a living library of biodiversity, and it's holding up to 140 billion tons of carbon. Just incredible. Okay, so now let's enter our first arena, the canopy. We're going way up into this world in the treetops. We're talking 30, even 50 meters up. There are countless creatures up here that live their entire lives without ever once touching the ground. And up here, we find a true master of a really unique survival strategy, the sloth. Its entire existence is built around one thing, conserving energy. For the sloth, slowness isn't a weakness at all. It's a superpower. I mean, get this. A single meal can take an entire month for it to digest. So when you hear its top speed is just 0.24 kilometers per hour, don't think lazy. Think master of camouflage. By moving that slowly, it practically just disappears. It blends right into the forest, becoming almost invisible to predators looking for a meal. But then night falls, and a totally different kind of hunter emerges, the great horned owl. And this bird has a biological superpower that is just wild. It's called asymmetrical hearing. Its ears are at slightly different heights, which lets it pinpoint the tiniest, quietest sound and create a perfect 3D sound map of its prey, even in total pitch-black darkness. And when it strikes, it's with absolutely devastating force. Its talons can clamp down with a crushing pressure of 300 pounds per square inch. To put that in perspective, that's incredibly powerful. Once it has you, there is just no escape. Okay, let's come down from the treetops now. We're descending to the dark, damp forest floor. This is a world of shadows, of stealth, and it's home to the Amazon's undisputed apex predator. So what makes the jaguar so special, so unique? Well, while other big cats, they rely on speed or pack tactics, the jaguar is all about pure, raw, absolute power. It doesn't bother with a suffocating bite to the throat like a lion or a tiger. No, it goes straight for the skull. And unlike most cats, it is a deadly, deadly hunter in the water. And here's the number that makes that whole skull-crushing thing possible. 1,500 psi. That is the strongest bite force of any big cat on the planet, powerful enough to just pierce right through bone. This isn't just about killing prey easily. It's about being able to take on armored animals like caimanes and turtles, carving out this ecological niche that no other predator can fill. This is the raw power that truly makes it the king of this jungle. All right, so let's follow the jaguar into its other domain, the water. We're heading into the great river itself, an ecosystem that is absolutely teeming with its own set of fearsome hunters. You see, the Amazon isn't just one single river. It's this incredibly complex network of different waterways. You've got whitewater rivers, which are milky with all this nutrient-rich sediment coming down from the Andes. And then you have blackwater rivers, which are stained dark and acidic, kind of like tea, from all the decaying leaves on the forest floor. Each one is a totally unique world, with its own unique inhabitants. And of course, in these waters, we find the legendary piranha. Now, they're not exactly the mindless killing machines you see in the movies, but they are brutally efficient pack hunters. They use coordinated attacks, these razor-sharp teeth, and they can absolutely strip their prey right down to the bone in a matter of minutes. And then there's the Arapama. This thing is a solitary prehistoric giant, a living fossil. It can actually breathe air, which lets it thrive in these murky, oxygen-poor waters where other fish can't survive. It's a master of the ambush, just lurking below the surface before, bam, it explodes upwards and literally inhales its prey whole with this powerful, inescapable suction. But to hunt in these murky waters, some creatures have had to develop an ability that sounds almost magical. I'm talking about the pink river dolphin. It uses echolocation to get around and find food. It literally sees with sound. It sends out these clicking noises and then interprets the returning echoes to build a perfect, detailed 3D map of a world that is completely invisible to our eyes. So you have all these incredible creatures, right? Each one has been honed by millions of years of evolution to be a perfect survivor in its world. But now they're all facing a threat unlike any they've ever known before. Their ancient, timeless struggle for survival has become a fight against the devastating impact of human activity. The scale of the destruction is it's staggering. Something like 17% of the Amazon has already been lost to deforestation. And most of that has happened in just the last 50 years. We're talking about millions of hectares of irreplaceable habitat just gone, forever. And all this loss is pushing the entire ecosystem towards a really terrifying tipping point. It's something scientists call the point of no return. This is the threshold where the forest literally can't sustain itself anymore. It could trigger a catastrophic collapse, turning this lush rainforest into a dry, barren savanna. And the consequences of that for our planet's climate, they would be devastating. But the story isn't over yet. There is still hope. I mean, scientists are still discovering hundreds of new species every year. Indigenous communities who live there are proving to be the forest's best guardians, showing much lower rates of deforestation. And conservation efforts are gaining momentum. The fight for the Amazon is really, really far from over. And so we're left with this really crucial and kind of scary question. The incredible predators of the Amazon, they've survived for millennia against all odds. But their future, and really the future of our planet's climate, now hangs in the balance. What happens if we cross that point of no return?